Good morning, children. How are you? Yes, I am also fine, and I hope that you are very safe and very fine and study nicely because now half yearly has been over. Okay, so we have crossed half of the year here, half of our session here. So let us focus more on our studies there. Come regularly in the online classes, be punctual there, don't miss even a single second of the online classes. Okay, so these things are very important. Okay, this is an only help for us also. So I have, we the school, we are trying here so that less and less problem you face there. Okay, so this is one that help in that sequence. So let us start. What we are studying? Quadrilateral. What is a quadrilateral? So this is a quadrilateral. If you have remembered, so this is a quadrilateral. It is a closed plane figure bounded by 4 line segments. The figure ABCD shown here is the quadrilateral. This one. This figure is called quadrilateral. This is called the diagonals of the quadrilateral. The quadrilaterals has a family. The quadrilateral has a family. See, this is the family of the quadrilateral. So many shapes are there: square, rectangle, rhombus, kite, so trapezium, parallelogram. These all are the family of a quadrilateral. Why? Because they all are made up of 4 sides and closed figure also. Okay. So today, main thing that we are focusing here in this week is the midpoint theorem. How it can be. Last time we have studied that in the square. Before that, we have studied that in a quadrilateral if the midpoints are. So this is very important in many aspect. This theorem is used here. And what is midpoint theorem? So this is called the midpoint theorem. One time more, you see this, that the line segment joining the midpoints of any two sides of a triangle is parallel to the third side and is half of it only. So now we are going to discuss one problem based on this. Okay, based on this midpoint theorem. That will only help you because most of the concepts you are knowing only. What is the quadrilateral? You remember only the properties of these quadrilaterals, these parallelograms, this rectangle, square. Okay, rectangle and square. See, parallelogram. Why? Because opposite sides are equal and parallel. Parallelogram. Why? Because opposite sides are equal and parallel. So these figures we have read, and now one video I have made that I just want to share with you. See this. So here is that video. Here is that video which is going to be discussed today in the class. Okay, question is saying that, let me close this. Question is saying that D, E, F are respectively the midpoints of the side BC, CA and AB of an equilateral triangle. This time in the triangle we are going to use this. Okay, prove that ABCDF is also an equilateral triangle. Okay, so there is what the figure is saying. We will draw and then we will discuss also. Okay, so the figure is saying, this is the figure of this question here, that ABC will be an equilateral triangle, DEF will be the midpoints. Sorry, ABC is the equilateral triangle, DEF is the midpoints which will be joined. Okay, okay, and then shape that is formed, that is also a triangle, but that is also an equilateral triangle. So we'll write the properties of equilateral triangle. All sides are equal only. Okay, so now let us see how it can be done. So which is the midpoint of BC? D is the midpoint of BC here. Okay, So we can say BD is equal to DC, obviously half of BC also, it is half of BC also, okay. But we are going to use here midpoint theorem, okay. We are going to use here midpoint theorem, so that is also important, okay. So by using midpoint theorem, what we have to prove? We have to prove that this shape which is enclosed in that big triangle ABC is also an equilateral triangle. This is what we have to prove. This figure enclosed in that big triangle ABC, that is small triangle DEF, so this time DEF is also an equilateral triangle, okay. So now we are proceeding in that way only. So we are going to use that midpoint theorem. E and F are the midpoints, okay, of AB and AC. So EF is equal to half of BC. EF is equal to half of BC. Obviously that is the midpoint theorem only. So we can say that EF is equal to BD or DC, because in the last here in that before that I have explained why BD is equal to DC, okay. So all these are midpoints. D and E are the midpoints, so when they will be joined, so DE will be half of AB and DF will be half of AC, okay. Now there is we have found our main solution. What I had written, AB, AC, BC all are equal. Why? Because these all are the sides of an equilateral triangle. If we can prove these all sides are also equal, so this figure is also an equilateral triangle. Am I right? Yes, excellent. I think you have got the point of this question. So now all these are by midpoints equal, and we are knowing that AB is equal to AC is equal to BC, so their half will be also equal. Okay, if their half is equal, so what is their half? So half of AB, that is equal to DE, half of BC, AC, all things we are knowing only, so half of AB is equal to DE, half of AC is equal to DF, and half of BC is equal to EF. Now see one thing here, if these all sides are equal, okay, obviously if these all three sides are equal, what are equal here? So DE is equal to EF is equal to FE, okay. So that means the shape is of an equilateral triangle. So we can say here that the shape is an equilateral triangle. Why? Because see, these three sides are equal, this equal to this equal to this, and by using midpoint theorem only we have proved this, okay. So we can say yes, that DEF is also an equilateral triangle. So this is what we had learned today. We have learned today, and I hope you will keep this in the practice also. Very important theorem, children, very important, and this will be used in our class 10 also. Again I am repeating that. So read nicely. We have read this application of midpoint theorem in a quadrilateral, in a square, now in a triangle. So I hope you are getting help from these videos and you are reading very nicely there, okay. Now next class we'll learn something new, but one more request is there, that come regular, come on time, be punctual, be disciplined in the online classes, okay. We teachers are always there, yeah, for your help only, okay. Take care. In the next class we'll learn something new. Till then, all of you, thank you class, thank you very much.